So they've told you all sorts of stuff about fasting. It's not healthy, it's starvation, it doesn't help, it's not good for you. They need to eat, they need to get something in their stomach, it gives you acid reflux, it gives you this, it gives you that, it gives you all kind of stuff. It's all a lie. A lie. So they've told you that fasting is starvation, it does nothing for you, you know. Even people themselves, I can't do it, I'm on medication, I need to do this, I need to do that. Guys, fasting has been a tool that has been used since ancient times for healing. Is very powerful and very beneficial with healing. It has been used with spirituality. It has been used for healing. You know, fasting has its benefits, and there are many different types of fasting. And I just want to give you guys the benefits of fasting. I just came off of a fast, and it is phenomenal, and what it does for your body and how you feel. I believe everybody should incorporate fasting in their lifestyle. Everyone. It allows your body to reset. So, let me give you guys some of the brief benefits of fasting. Benefits of fasting. I just want to remind you guys that there are various ways to fast. There is a biblical scriptural fast, and there are, like, you know, the aesthetic ones that trending that everybody seems to do. I do the biblical scriptural fast according to the King James Version Bible in Isaiah 58. It's a fast where, you know, you don't eat for a period of time. You give your food to the poor, you know, and your body heals. Your body heals. Now let me explain to you the benefits and how your body heals during this fasting. Here's the benefits of fasting and what it has done for me. So guys, I just came off of a fast, and most people don't realize that fasting is so beneficial. It is something that is a tool that has been used in spirituality in ancient times. Our ancestors, those before us, they have done fasting. Fasting is one of the oldest things people do in order to heal. There is a correct way to fast, and there are ways where people fast that it may be a little for, you know, trends and aesthetics. I myself, I do fasting that is biblical and scriptural. So I follow a strict protocol when it comes to my fasting. Now there are different types of fasting. So I always tell people, choose what works for you and start slow and build from there. So when you go on a fast, let's say a 3-day fast, the first thing that happens is your blood sugar, it increases. You feel more energy, you have that satiation where you feel full, so you don't necessarily need to eat because you feel full, and your blood sugar increases. This happens in like the first 2 hours when you fast, right guys? What happens in the next stage, in the next couple hours, is your blood sugar then started to decrease after it increases, and the glucose in your liver, it starts to break down, and here you start to feel a metabolic shift, shift. And then, you know, you start to feel mild hunger, you know, start to feel a little hungry and stuff. But your hormones also begin to regulate, right? As per the insulin, your hormones begin to regulate at this point. And then your blood sugar starts to normalize after this, and you know, it goes through a process where it now prevents hypoglycemia. Right guys? So it increases, then it increases, and it stabilizes. It begins to stabilize, and this happens in, like, I would say after 8 hour after an 8 hour period, right? At this point, your body now goes through something called gluconeogenesis, and this is where they basically supply enough glucose for the vital organs in your body, especially your brain, because your brain is what needs glucose, right? So it this process makes sure and sends, you know, glucose to the organs that actually need it at this given period. Now this is where it gets good. This is where your body now goes through a state where it's no longer getting the energy from glucose, from your carbs and your food and stuff. So it's now going to do what? It's going to turn to your fat, and this process is called lipolysis. And this is where it now gets its energy, because your body's in a fasted state, so it gets its energy from the fat that is stored in your body. Then now your body goes into something called ketosis, and this is where your liver now produces a substance called ketone for ketone production. And this production now, it basically sends signals to your vital organs and other parts of your body, like I mentioned before, mainly your brain. And this helps with metabolic fat burning, so you continue to see fat loss. You continue to see your body changing. Ketosis is also a kind of a ticklish area to be in when you're doing fasting, because you're not eating, you're not drinking, so you may have a little dry breath, and stuff like that, or you may have a little body odor. That's because your body is now just burning what is inside for energy and whatnot. But this is still all good for your body. This, in my opinion, is the best part of the fasting. And this is where, and this is, guys, well, scientifically for your body, not spiritually, because we're going to delve into that in a bit. But scientifically, this is where your body now begins to go through something called autophagy. And this basically is where your body starts to attack every damage and bad cells in your body. They are going to attack them. Your immune system is now enforced to attack these bad cells in your body, to get them out, any bad cells that they are there. Your immune system, they are about to go to war on your behalf to get those little suckers out of your body. Out, O-U-T. They are ready to get them out. And this is the most amazing part, because here is when you actually feel, you may feel a little weak, but this is where you understand that your body is going through a change. So the bad bacteria and the bad cells and all these bad things, they are going to fight, but the good cells, they are mollywopping them. Then your growth hormones surge significantly, and this is basically preserving your muscles in your body, right? So you're still losing fat, you're still experiencing some fat loss, but it's going to preserve muscles in your body as well, right, guys? So it's going to help you to maintain some form to your body while you're going through this other stage, while your body is still fighting off these bad cells and you're still losing fat. Lipolysis is still being done, but they are preserving your muscles at the same time. So guys, this is where this is like the last step, where there's enhanced insulin sensitivity, which facilitates efficient glucose uptake and utilization, right? And it basically helps with overall metabolic health, right? So your insulin is doing much better. It helps you not to be insulin resistant and not get like type 2 diabetes and stuff. But guys, fasting is so beneficial, and that is just some of the scientific reasons as to why fasting is so healthy. Now, the more interesting part is the spiritual sides of it, because it helps with healing as well as it helps with other things. So guys, buckle up, because I'm gonna, so as mentioned, so fasting is very beneficial. It helps to renew your cells, it helps to get rid of the old cells, it helps to with fat loss. It has many benefits with fasting. However, on the flip side, fasting is very spiritual. In ancient times, they used fasting as a tool to connect with divinity, right? To connect with whether it's entities, spirits, God Himself. So fasting was used as a very powerful tool. And if you're a Christian like myself, you follow a protocol when you do fasting. So in Isaiah 58, it tells you how to do a biblical scriptural fast, which is like you don't eat for a certain period of time. You give your food that you were supposed to be eating to the poor, but when you're fasting, you're supposed to still maintain some level of normalcy. You don't look as if you're fasting, and when you're fasting, you don't tell people as well, you know. And apart from, you actually you pray. So you constantly pray, and it gives you a list of the benefits. You guys can go and check it out in Isaiah 58. the benefits of fasting. When you deal your bread to the poor, you know, he's gonna rise you in obscurity, he's gonna preserve you, he's gonna he's gonna do a lot of things. So it's quite beneficial, and you grow your relationship with God or whomever you decide you pray to. Fasting is used in almost all religions. It is done across the board because it is quite beneficial, not just physically but spiritually, because it helps you to connect with the higher being, with God Himself. You know, so I recommend fasting to people all the time. More importantly, when you're fasting, you don't tell people that you're fasting, because when you are fasting, you come under a lot of spiritual attacks, as well as you may be tempted a lot. So when you're fasting, you know, because this is where you're trying to break habits, you're trying to break covenants and stuff. And when you're fasting, you know, you don't want to tell people, one, and two, you want to stay in a place where you're praying constantly, where you're breaking agreements and oaths and covenants, where you're doing self-reflection, you're worshiping, you're giving God thanks. You know, it's really a sacred time that really is beneficial spiritually and physically. Like I said, you will be under a lot of attacks. The enemy doesn't want you to fast, but you have to fast regardless. And this is very beneficial for your physical health and your spiritual health. Fasting is a way of life. Ladies and gents, if you want to see change with your well-being, if you want to see change with your health, if you want to see change with your body, your physical health, your mental health, fasting is one of the greatest tools that you can utilize. As I mentioned, mental health, a lot of times we don't realize life is very spiritual, guys. It is very spiritual. Before things happen in the natural, it happens in the spiritual. So therefore, if you are dealing with mental problems, depression, anxiety, overeating, you're dealing with these are spirits. If nobody told you, these are spirits. These are spirits that are warring you. They are warring you, and they have a legal right to war you, because there have been some doorway that has been open for them to enter into your life. And you need to close the door, and you need to cast them out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you have to show up every time with your fast and be like, listen, regardless of what, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna do this. You're not gonna be motivated. You're gonna feel like, I don't even want to do this. I am feeling tired. I'm feeling exhausted. I have headaches. I'm feeling fatigued. I need to drink some water. I need something to eat. I need to take my medication. I'm feeling like I want to pass out. I've been there, done there, been there, done there. I've been through it all with fasting. I am still a newbie. Like, I have never done like an extended fast for like 40 days and stuff. But guys, I've done at most 25 days. And I'm telling you, even with the 25 days, I still had to like go the next day and repent, because I would have forgot and eaten something. Because sometimes you do it so unconsciously, you might just put something in your mouth to eat, and then you remember, oh my god, I'm fasting. Somebody get vexed, you start to see something wrong, then you remember, I'm fasting. So guys, please be reminded that it's not done to be perfect. You get better with time. You get better with time. You get more revelations with time. The more you fast, the more revelations you get, the better you get at it, and the closer you build a relationship with God. Hear me, and hear me very well. Every time you fast, it gets easier. I promise you. Some days, sometimes will be hard. Trust me, you're gonna want to eat the snack. Some days you might forget and put food to your mouth. Some days you might want to eat the sugar. Some days you might want to drink the juice, and depending on what type of fast you're doing. And there are many instances where you will want to actually stop, because let's say someone may get you vexed, someone may try to irritate you, something may happen, and you may feel like I didn't want to continue this fast anymore. I just want to be done with this. You have to see it through. You have to persevere. That's the only way you will get better at fasting. And I find that many people have excuses as to why they can't fast, why I can't do this, why I can't do that. I just take medication. I had to eat at this. I guess I working long hours, so I get a headache and da, da, da. Guys, if you understood how beneficial fasting was, you will not go back. You are called to live a fasted lifestyle. This helps your body to detox and to regenerate, right? I tell people, if you want to fast, you start off slow. You start with one day. You could start with half a day. You could start with 6 in the morning to 12 p.m. Then you could start with a whole full day, 6 in the morning to 6 p.m. Then you could do 2 days, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then you could try 3 days. And the dietary take is very different as well for fasting. At this point, your body also goes through detoxification, your inflammation in your body would also reduce. And we all know that most of diseases and illnesses um, are caused by chronic inflammation. And when we don't detox it out, when we don't detox certain stuff out of our body, or we have inflammation, it creates an environment for sicknesses and illnesses. So this autophagy level is so important, where they are now removing all these things out of your body. They are telling them, there's a eviction notice. We are serving you here to get out. We need you gone ASAP, right? And you may also experience like headache, fatigue. You may be tired because you haven't eaten and your body is at war internally. So you're gonna feel a little dizziness or headaches and stuff. That is absolutely normal. So ladies and gents, this is for my guys too, because this is a unisex channel. Ladies and gents, no longer are we going to allow spirits of depression, spirits of anxiety, spirits of frustration, spirits of betrayal, spirits of hurt, spirits of panic attack, and all these different spirits to plague your mental health, to mess with your mind, your will, and your emotions. No longer we are going to allow it to affect our physical health, because as we know, stress and these things, they then turn into a physical situation. Guys, you have to cast these spirits out. And fasting is one of the greatest tools to do so. You use the word of God and you use fasting as a tool to connect with the word of God. To connect with God, sorry. So I don't know who needed to hear this today about the benefits of fasting, about the physical benefits, about the spiritual benefits, about the mental benefits, about emotional. Right now, you should be planning your next fast. You should be planning, I'm going to do a 1 day fast. I need results. I need to do a 2 day fast. I need to do a half-day fast. Guys, and if you need support, I am here. Feel free to reach out to me, right? Comment, leave a message, and I will help you in any way that I possibly can so you can start your fasting journey. Bye, guys.